Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our land down under. Welcome to Phillip Island here in Australia, and welcome to the second race meeting of the season in the Race Hub World GT Championship. 3 20-minute sprint races coming up today, and we have 3 of them, as I just said. In the commentary box today is, alongside me, as a Bap, with one of the worst introductions known to man, is Alex Simpson, iRacing Road Pro Series driver, and Andrew Woodhouse. Alex, I'll bring you in first. You were at Interlagos on Saturday for the Road Pro Series, but now we're in Australia and Phillip Islands. What are your thoughts of this circuit?
Yeah, I'll enjoy a bit of Phillip Island. Of course, we were only at a race with the V8 supercars just the other day as well, so I think going to be very similar to what we saw there. Some good racing action. Talking to a couple of drivers off air, you know, they were struggling a little bit. Just track always very, very demanding with the grass and gravel just on the very edge there. So no Tilka tarmac runoff areas to save people. So yeah, we could see quite a few accidents, I think, with drivers making mistakes, as well as some good hard battling out there.
Bring Andrew Woodhouse in here. Last week at Spa, we had Nicole Foggy, Christian Rose and Chris Wood all gaining victories, and 3 different teams as well. It already shows that this championship is going to be pretty competitive.
Yeah, good evening, Adam. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it, last week? We really enjoyed it, and yeah, it was a bit rough and tumble, but that's to be expected from the first meeting of the season. And I think this one here at Phillip Island, we were here the other day, weren't we? And I think this is going to be pretty spectacular.
When you through the championship standings going into this one, Dave Baker leads the way by just 11 points over Joris Thielen in second place, McLaren Audi R8 there. Then Delman in third in his Mercedes, with Nicole Foggy fourth, one of the winners last week, and Richard Gafencu in fifth. Matt Bunn in sixth, the first of the Ferraris. And then we've got Christian Rose in seventh, Ewins in eighth, Chris Wood in ninth, another of the winners. Pete Howard rounding out the top 10. Over in the team standings is CQR Club in their McLaren, leading CQR Racer by just 1 point. And then it's Northern Lights Racing for Team Mad fourth, CQR S-Line in fifth. The top 5 separated in this early stage of the season by just 65 points. Qualifying just coming to an end as well, and no surprises, it is Ash Sutton on the provisional pole.
Yeah, good qualifying from Sutton. He really showing his skills out there, and most drivers actually, Alex, when you look at the times, 2.5 seconds between pretty much the whole field. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit closer than last week, if my memory serves me right. So yeah, just goes to show the grid's just starting to close back up, and I think that's going to happen quite a lot over the first sort of 3 or 4 weeks, as you know, we've got people used to driving all sorts of different cars out there. So yeah, this will be good.
Ben Hackerson also doing well in this qualifying session, up there in provisional second position, with Nicole Foggy third, Pete Newman fourth, Andy Scheel in fifth. Just looking at the cars that we have in this one, Ash Sutton driving the Ferrari. So the Ferrari on pole position here. It was only able to win one of the races last week. I think Christian Rose was driving the Ferrari there. Hackerson starting in second place, and then the Foggy in third, Newman fourth, and Andy Scheel in fifth. Car 007. And we're about to head down to the grid soon, but yeah, we should have the points on screen now. Three 20-minute races then to come up here today at Sebring, and yeah, as Alex has got the points, so we're going to run you through those points again. David Baker 11 points ahead of Joris Thielen, and it is Delman in third, Foggy fourth, Gafencu fifth, Matt Bunn sixth, Christian Rose in seventh place, eighth Jason Ewins, ninth Chris Wood, and Pete Howard in 10th position now, in a mix of all of the cars that we've got there. Unfortunately, no BMW yet, but hopefully Northern Lights Racing hopefully Northern Lights Racing in their BMW will have a much better show. Right, let's run you through the grid then. We're getting ready to go here at Phillip Island. On the pole position it is Ash Sutton. Second, Ben Hackerson. Third, Nick Foggy. Fourth, Pete Newman. Fifth, Andy Shield. Sixth, Matt Bunn. Seventh, Chris Wood. Eighth, Ross McFarlane. Ninth, Diogo Mauro. And 10th, Bart Delman. 11th for Richard Gafenku. 12th, Stefan Herman. 13th for Dave Baker. 14th, Kieran Roche. Adam Shipstone in 15th place. 16th, Lewis Bibby. 17th, Ben Gregory. 18th is Sam Reed. Jerome Kaiser in 19th. And 20th, Julian Janowski. Pete Harrod in 21st. 22nd for Jake Blackhall. Chaz Draycott starting in 23rd place with Maciek Sakovic in 24th. 25th, Christian Rose. 26th, Jason Ewens. 27th is Alex Everett. 28th, Stephen Dawson. 29th, Jack Stiles. And 30th for Clinton Bell. 31st place, Josh Rayfield. 32nd, Matt Keeber. Jason Rowe starting in 33rd. Tom Jacobs, 34th. Robert Lundgren, 35th. 36th, Lee Woodburn. 37th, Owen Morgan. Dave Crozier in 38th, Scott Malcolm in 39th place, and starting at the back of the grid in 40th position is AD King.
Tremendous looking grid out there, and you've got to look at probably a winner from the top 5 here in this race one, and that's a little bit captain obvious, isn't it? But these guys have the pace. We know that they can get the job done as they did last week. Case of Foggy took a race win, so he's going to be strong. And he started from a similar position last week, Adam, as they go off on the formation lap. A little slow away for Sutton.
Yep, Sutton just weighing a little bit on. Maybe he wants to get a decent start like he did there. Full formation lap here around Phillip Island as well, and look, they've got the lights on as well, so it is going to be quite a spectacle when we get around the final corner to get the race underway. Going into this first corner now, I think in the present day they have put a little bit of tarmac runoff area on that outside, but now on this iRacing version we've just got grass there, so that is going to be really threatening for the drivers if they get that first corner wrong, especially as well this second corner as well, this hairpin, because of the camber that is there. If you get a bit offline, you find yourself just sliding off the circuit into no man's land. Yeah,
and we saw, didn't we, Alex, the other night, many drivers getting it wrong through these first couple of corners.
Yeah, the opening lap's always tough with a lot of cars there as well. Just a little contact here and a little contact there can send people running wide almost straight away. So, you know, we'll be watching out for that.
As we saw in the V8 supercars, just how tricky it was with some of the dirty parts of the track on the outside as well. We're going to see a lot of marbles building up. We already have quite a lot of dust building up in a lot of areas, and it's going to mean that you're going to have to get your line right for these fast corners, definitely.
Quite incredible to see Ash Sutton on the pole. We don't usually see him up there. Usually there's more chances of him starting on pole position than Lewis Hamilton paying his taxes, but
it's good.
Thought I'd get that one out of the way.
No, maybe less chance of that, maybe even.
But
which wouldn't be a very high chance at all. But Sutton, I will say, he hasn't had time to get a penalty yet because he wasn't racing last week.
Good to see him here, though. Now that the VSRTC is coming to its conclusion, we've only got a few more weeks left of that, and there is a championship to decide there. But Ash Sutton, British Touring Car Champion, maybe a British GT driver in the future, who knows? But we'll see what he can do here behind this Ferrari, and see if he's able to stop one of the best drivers on iRacing, and Ben Hackerson here.
Yeah, and I do think Hackerson is forging a good reputation for himself because he can drive pretty much anything. Almost ready for the start.
3 20-minute races, and we're going to get the first one underway in a moment. The safety car goes into the pit lane. Looks like Ash Sutton's not waiting around. Maybe Hackerson might have got caught by surprise there. The final corner we go, and Sutton nearly goes off as we go out of the final corner. Green flag is in the air, and race 4 of the World GT Championship is underway. Sutton doing a good job.
Great spectacle, isn't it? To see all these cars charging into the first corner. Superbly fast right-hander. Is anyone going to go off on the outside? Usually somebody does in turn 1. Seems like everything's nice and tidy. Alex, what is it like at the back? As I've seen somebody having a mishap.
Andy Shield.
Yeah, big problem for him. Gets himself all the way back to the back of the pack with that one.
Yeah, that's the CQRS line Audi in trouble.
The CQR Race Hub one already rocketing away here as we go into Siberia, the long left-hander. And now on our way towards the Hayshed, it's Ferrari leading, Mercedes second, Mercedes third. How many times have we said that this season? Audi in fourth, and then Ferrari in fifth position as we go up towards Lukey Heights.
Over the top of the hill then, varying lines. You can see Foggy trying a tighter line, Hackerson trying to sweep round, but getting it a tiny bit wrong. They're almost leaving the door open for Foggy, but Scotsman not able to get through. It's difficult into MG, and we see coming out of there, it's imperative that you get this right, and you can see a good battle going on. And at the head of it is the Mercedes of Richard Gafenko, and you can see all the cars queuing up behind him, Alex, including a McLaren and another Mercedes.
Yeah, Dave Baker tucked in behind him, Adam Shipstow as well, right there. McLaren obviously going to be very quick around there. Suffer a little bit through turn one, definitely where the car's going to go a little bit lively. Who's that?
It's
McFarlane.
Newman and Ross McFarlane.
And there's more going on because
More cars off. Lewis Bibby.
I think Bibby, he crashed into who's that? 87, Adam Shipstone. Bibby went in hot into turn two. Shipstone Shipstone tried to close the door, and Bibby was in the way. It was a tough one. That cars everywhere.
AD King off as well on his own in the first corner. So looks like the drivers are getting a bit used to once again the conditions of this track, or maybe just the speed that you need to enter that second corner.
Yes, it's tough, isn't it? And Alex, we mentioned this, didn't we, when we covered the V8 Supercars the other night? And it's you've got to use that camber on the inside, haven't you? Because otherwise, if you go too wide, you're off onto the grass, and that's you done.
It's imperative that you get hooked up on that. Just so much quicker. Good 0.2 of a second if you hook the line there. So yeah, if you just run a little bit wide or get a little tap there, that you just end up having the adverse camber, just one-way trip to the gravel trap. You just can't stop it. The Mercedes driver's doing pretty well out there, I have to say. Car's looking quite good. What I will say is it does look like there's an awful lot of grip out there tonight as well. So looks like air temperatures and the cloud cover is perfect for getting as much grip as we can possibly get. So of course Phillip Island right on the right sea level. There we go. We can see it in the background as well. So yeah, the air density is as thick as we're going to get it as well. So lots of downforce and lots of power for these engines as well.
And they can guzzle that air in, can't they? Turn that into speed. And somebody's having a look actually for the back part of the circuit car, number 76. That is your own Kaiser. I think he just went through on Matthew Keeber. The Kaiser up into 33rd place.
Icing in and amongst the positions for the reverse grid, and Kaiser with the Team Mad livery car. Next up in front of him is his teammate in Jason Rowe, and then after that is the beige boosted car of Robert Lundgren that's currently sat in 30th position.
The start of this one definitely seems to be a little bit tidier compared to what we saw last week, guys. So yeah,
it was pretty well behaved apart from that one about from turn 2 on lap 2, didn't it really?
Yeah, it just seems to me that people have took on board, all the feedback from everyone, and no one had any kind of like knee-jerk reactions. Oh, I'm hearing someone very, very sideways. Oh, there it goes.
Dawson and Styles.
Baker.
Possibly.
Baker.
Oh,
Baker's off.
Yeah, in turn 1. What I said could be the problem. McLaren doesn't like the high speed, and actually the rejoin has caught out. Yeah, Dawson.
I think, yeah, that was. Let's have a little look then. Dawson. Dawson just lost it on his own, Alex, actually, as he was following the Audi in front of Bibby.
Nicole Foggy through into second position. What happened was he tried to get the move done around the outside going into the Honda hairpin, and was able to carry the speed around the outside and was on the inside for Siberia. So the Isle of Base car, the Northern Lights racing car I should say, getting the Club Series in there, is up into second position, and Foggy can try and chase after Sutton now.
Yeah, just about enough room there, didn't he? Hackerson saw him there, give him as much as he needed. So he initially turned in Ben, but yeah, saw him there, and then got out of it as well. So good fair driving, and we'll see what kind of pace Foggy's got now. He was very, very quick at Spa last week. Will he be able to hunt down the Ferrari of Sutton in front?
I assume, Alex, you can see the same page as me, so take a look at car number 079, Stefan Herman, on that sweet Pennzoil livery. If it is.
Yeah, very nice.
That is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, someone done a good job on that. I do like the Audi for the liveries. They've got those like subtle little details that you can feel, do on the back of the car as well, around the diffuser. It just looks rather nice. I love
I think
our.
the Merc has it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know our livery is particularly tasty on that car. So.
Jim, the car is a little bit of a handful, although it's been driven well in this field. Where is the highest Audi at the moment? It's Chris Wood, who won a race last week, Adam, and looks like he's going nicely here up to 6th place.
Yeah, it's a 6th place, 1 position gain for Chris Wood, car 90, doing a good job in the Audi. He's just behind probably my favourite livery in the series. It's Diogo Melrose. I was speaking to him the other week, the Benfica liveried car with the Emirates sponsorship.
That looks really nice, doesn't it, as well? Very good. There's some excellent liveries going on out there, I must admit, and it's good to see the variety in the cars. Obviously, the Ferrari always looks good with pretty much whatever you put on it, and Ben Gregory's car looking quite smart. Goes off into the grass and makes it less smart looking. And here's the chance for the Audi to come through then with 124 Sam Reed, Club 73 car. Running all the way around the outside of Gregory, and he makes it just about, does he? Keep it on the circuit? Yes, he does. Have a look at the track temperature actually, Adam. 18 degrees overcast conditions, 19 degrees then the track temperature, and as Alex said, that's another reason why the grip is being ramped up and the drivers must be having a great time out there throwing these GT3 cars around.
It looks like they're really having a good time.
Gregory's coming back.
Yeah, he's trying to, isn't he, in the Ferrari going into the Honda hairpin. Foggy was able to get that done around the outside. He's got the run on the exit as the Ferrari. Oh, he's nearly into the back of the Audi there, going into the Siberia hairpin, and you can see the Ferrari Gregory just flashing the lights at Sam Reed there on the exit. Now going through the hay shed, the Audi towing quite a big group around. You've got Gregory, Roche, Janowski, Chaz Draycott in there, as well as Jake Blackhall, who's in the mix there. Quite a few big movers in there as well. Chaz Draycott gained 8 positions so far in this race.
Yeah, Chaz going well in the top 15. Good to see that. Great start for the Englishman in the Ferrari, and Julian Janowski just in front of him in the Mercedes, the rum-themed car there. Looks good, and he's actually trying to make a move here. Good run on Kieran Roach, and let's see if Roach can defend here into the first corner. Janowski pulls out from the slipstream. He's going to go up the inside with the head of steam and doesn't quite. No real braking area there, Adam, so very difficult to get through.
Especially if you don't get your line right either. You can just see that this looks like a little bit of a lift if you're on the proper racing line there, but Janowski really had to wrestle with the car then to stop him going off into the grass. Very good last few laps by Nicole Foggy. 25.5, personal best, fastest lap of the race as well. Looks like he's trying to close the gap to Ash Sutton now. It's down to just under 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, he was 1/10 of a second quicker that last time round, and he's putting some pressure on the Ferrari. We know the Ferrari's good. It's probably a battle between the two most stable cars actually in this GT3 field. Alex, the Ferrari, we know from the 24 Hours of Le Mans, very compliant and very easy to drive, and the Mercedes loves the curbs, so it's a good combination, good battle.
Yeah, I would say so. I think when the last update to the Ferrari, they just dialed it back a little bit, didn't they? And I think people were saying they felt like it was just a fraction too much, but I have to say Sutton doing a good job on there, and it seems fairly comparable out there, because we know how quick Foggy was at the last track, so really enjoying driving these GT3s at the minute.
Well, Matt Bunn going well in the other Ferrari as well, in 4th position, so the car looking pretty good in the hands of the Race Hub team. Melro in the Mercedes just behind as well, Portuguese driver, and then Chris Wood. Oh, look at that exit by Wood, Adam, that's brilliant. He's got a great run now.
Little look there as we go through the long left-hander at turn 3, Stoner Bend, and into the Honda hairpin. Melro definitely covering the inside line there. He might have broken a little bit too late. No, he does a very good job of parking the car on the apex, and is able to keep the Audi at bay for now. And Oh, doing some pretty good defensive driving there, and at the same time still trying to apply the pressure to Matt Bunn in front. So this is still pretty firmly a battle for the 4th place still.
Yeah, this has been an excellent race. It's night and day from the one we had last week, isn't it? Where there's a lot of banging and crashing, a lot of first night nerves, I called it. But I think it was a little bit of impatience and, you know, some inexperience, Alex. But tonight, everybody driving absolutely beautifully in race 1.
Yeah, I mean, race 1 always the better of the races, but yeah, this just leagues above what we saw last week. Still some great battles going on out there as well, and yeah, the front battle is really starting to hot up with 8.5 minutes to go.
Update on David Baker, Adam, up to 22nd place. He's just taken Christian Rose on. Sorry, not Christian Rose.
Wonder how many.
Taken James Ewan, sorry, on that last lap.
Yeah, Chaz Draycott's dropped down the order, as Alex has been saying. Yeah, the gap down to 0.3 of a second between Sutton and Foggy, just on Baker. Wonder how many smashed mirrors Baker has in his house, because it just hasn't been going well for him at all the last few weeks. So Sutton versus Foggy going into Honda. That was very close there. You can see how late Sutton gets on the brakes. It just looks like he's never going to make the corner, but somehow he does it.
I wonder if Draycott was rear-ended, because yeah, big damage to the rear wing, but here's the battle for the lead. Foggy gets a great run out of turn 2. Not turn 2, I get those two confused every single time. Out of Siberia to the hay sheds towards Lucky Heights. Get my teeth back in a second.
Over the top of the hill, now into MG, the hairpin. Down the hill you go. It's so hard to stop the car, of course, because just at the motion of you going downhill, now through the final few corners.
The teeth, Ash Sutton will be gritting his and trying to hang on, because he's only got, well, about how many minutes left? 5?
7.
So 5 laps maybe to hang on. The charging Nico Foggy, who's got the slipstream and he's got the drive in the Mercedes. It's quick in a straight line. Tries to get the best run through turn 1.
Foggy trying to make it 2 race 1s in a row. He won the opening race of the season last week at Spa.
He said at the start, didn't he, the qualifying he didn't nail. I don't think he wasn't on pole last week either, was he? I don't think.
I don't think he was, no. And look at the traffic they're coming up as well. This is the Ferrari of A.D. King. You can see Sutton flashing the lights, leading the Ferrari to just get out of the way or do something. And they're going to catch it in possibly one of the worst parts of the circuit going into Siberia, or maybe even the Hayshed, or maybe even Lukey Heights. But A.D. King looks like he's done his job for them and gone off into the gravel.
He was hoping for some Ferrari international assistance, and he got it, didn't he? Through there.
I think there was also some issues for Ewans and Blackhall this lap as well. Just saw it on the timing screen. But
must be a crash between them, because
we'll stay with this battle, I think.
They're still together though on the racetrack. 20th place for James Ewans, 21st I think it is for. Oh no, it's not. It's 23rd and 24th now. So they dropped 2 or 3 spots. Good
final sector there from Sutton, just to get the gap up to 0.3 of a second as we go through the final corner. Of course, Foggy will now use the slipstream to catch back up to the Ferrari as we cross the line. 5.5 minutes to go. 25.9 for Sutton compared to the 26 dead and done by Foggy there.
Alex, if we go on board with Nico Foggy, he'll be able to tell us what he's doing in that GT3 car and how he's trying to chase down Ash Sutton.
Yeah, let's do it as we exit turn 2. Not the best to drive out there that he's had. Lost a little bit of time, just a little bit wide, but yeah, tucked up still in the slipstream. Into Honda, heavy on the brakes. Kind of a late apex for this corner, because you want to kind of straighten the car up a bit quicker. Just a little bit of oversteer on the exit there, and into Siberia. Bit of adverse camber to start off with, and then there's a little bit of camber. It's a very tricky corner. Sometimes the car doesn't want to turn, and other times it does. And yeah, well executed for both drivers through there. Good hay sheds. Easy flat out. Get yourself ready for Lukey Heights. You want to just skim the flat bit of the curb here and try and hug the curb the rest of the way. Great line from Foggy. Brake down into the right hander again, and use the camber. Keep the car over to the right so that you get a much better drive off of this penultimate corner. Just take it too tight, the car can be very snappy, and oh, just the faintest of lifts, I think, for the final turn. All that grip out there, still can't quite hold it flat out. And yeah, another good lap from both drivers.
Chris Wood's got into the pits and it isn't a tow, so he must be out of fuel or something's not gone at all well for him, because he's now in the pit lane. He was running in about 5th place.
Traffic for the leaders as well. That's Josh Rayfield in the 96 Limit Squad Ferrari, having some issues out there. Then Rayfield qualified 31st, they're down in 38th, and Sutton having to defend into Honda, Adam.
Had to cover the inside line there for the first proper time in this race. Sutton's just starting to feel the pressure, or knows that Nico Foggy may just be starting to work out where he can make his move. Honda looks like probably the main place to do so, but we're going to find out soon enough, because when we get to the line, there's probably going to be about 2 laps to go, and he nearly hits the Ferrari going through the Hayshed.
I think he is hitting him. Going to move on, he's saying. Going to hurry up to the British Touring Car Champion.
Final few corners. Sutton seems to be nailing it through this final part of the lap. Gap back up to 0.4 of a second when Foggy was pretty much hitting him going through the Hayshed. So that shows the gap that he can make, and it looks like that's what's keeping him in this lead, because by the time that Foggy gets back to him, we're back into that final sector again.
Alex, it's frustrating for Foggy, isn't it? Because he got right there, he got a great run, but he just can't seem to get it where it matters, which is down the main straight. Yeah,
I think that and you know, going through this corner, coming out here into Honda, that's going to be their next sort of favourable place.
Ferrari is good in the slow corners though, so you know that Sutton's got that in his weaponry. Foggy again on the line. Sutton doesn't cover the line this time. You saw Foggy just duck the nose out by a couple of inches. Had him to just let Sutton know that he's thinking about a move, but then he gets a big armful of oversteer on the exit, which just arrests his momentum a little bit.
Yeah, 2 wheels into the dirt on the exit there, the corner, which is what you should be doing really. You should be trying to extend the track and get as much grip of this from the circuit as you can. But now up to the top of the hill at Lukey Heights. Foggy closes up on the braking there, but Sutton's able to carry the speed brilliantly through here and then into MG. And then we start to see the Ferrari pull away a little bit. The gap at this moment is 0.3 of a second. Then Sutton is able to put the power down through here, and the gap, it starts to extend a little bit. Tell you what, Foggy has had just as good, if not better, run than Sutton through that penultimate corner. So this might be his best chance here as we come through for the white flag.
Fairly close, isn't he? But is he close enough? Question over the line. He's right in the slipstream of the Ferrari, which disappears. I can't be helping the concentration of the Scotsman. But looks good through turn 1. Oh, and then a big twitch. Sutton runs a bit wide though. So fairly even through there. Look at the dirt and the dust that has been deposited onto the circuit from several drivers going off through the gravel. This is where he's strong in the Mercedes. He might have a look down the inside here. Sutton just cover the middle. Foggy gets a good exit, but he can't find a way through. He can't prise the door open, Adam. Oh, mistake, slight mistake maybe.
Nearly, it was pretty close. I think if Foggy has one opportunity, it might just be into MG. Either that, or we could have a photo finish on our hands. Through the Hayshed we go. Ferrari won race 2 at Spa. Can it win race 1 here? Foggy trying to make it 2 wins in the season for him. Through Lukey Heights we go, over the top of the hill, now into MG. It's going to be do or die here, but Sutton covers the inside line. You can see Foggy just trying to find a bit of space. It's like Senna and Mansell in 1992 here as we go through the final few corners.
Here we go then. Final corner. Coming to the line. Finished lap 14. And Ash Sutton's going to take the win.
Sutton gets his first win of the season. Ferrari second for Nico Foggy. Hackerson in the end just didn't have enough for them. Sakovic versus Sam Reed is close. It's a problem for Sam Reed, in fact. He's either got damage or something's gone wrong. Please don't tell me he's out of fuel. He is out of fuel. Sam Reed, who was in about 14th place, is going to lose tons of positions on this final few corners.
Absolute disaster for Reed, and just do not want that, do you, at all? And it's
that is a lot, yeah.
He's not even gonna. Yeah, this is uphill. He's not even gonna make it. Oh, that's it. He's completely out. Oh dear. The cold conditions, obviously, with that much grip and traction out there, it's worth pointing out that they will burn more fuel as well because they'll be, you know, giving it large a lot more. So, yeah, I think a few drivers miscalculated that. Who else came in?
Chris Wood.
Wood came in, didn't he, as well? So
No surprises.
teammates,
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, they obviously both made the same mistake.
Well, what's happened?
Post-race contact, but just accidentally.
Well, this could
Give him a
help.
push.
Sam Reed will finish a lap down if he isn't able to get to the line.
That's not getting to the line. Although it's a bit downhill, if you can just get another 5 meters, car pick up a bit of momentum. Come on, give it.
No.
Oh.
And there it stops. Now, there we go.
Goose is cooked, I'm afraid.
Giving up the
That
ghost.
Ah dear. He will get the he will become eligible for the reverse grid, however, and yeah, all is not lost, I think, on that one.
Well, looks like someone might be coming to help him. Hello, Maciek Sakovic. Team Mad here. But it doesn't matter. Sam Reed's already been classed as a lap down. This isn't going to do anything.
No, if he gets to the line,
Oh, will it correct itself?
it will correct it. Yeah.
Oh, here we go, Maciek
But
Sakovic.
it's a good sporting gesture.
Yeah, you wouldn't be seeing Lewis Hamilton doing this to Sebastian Vettel, would you?
No, because half the car would come off.
No, just over the line we go. Sam Reed still is a lap down.
Oh, well.
It hasn't worked. Oh dear. Well, let's take you through the finishing order then for round 4 of the World GT Championship. Ash Sutton takes the win by 0.4 of a second over Nico Foggy. Ben Hackson in 3rd. Matt Bunn 4th, and 5th for Diogo Melrose. 6th was the Audi of Stefan Herman, ahead of Richard Gafencu and Bart Dalman. Adam Shipstone in 9th, ahead of Ben Gregory in 10th, with Julian Janowski 11th and Kieran Roach in 12th. 13th goes to Ross McFarlane, with Maciek Sakovic 14th and Lewis Bibby 15th. David Baker got up to 16th in the end after his off at turn 1. Pete Harrod in 17th. Andy Scheel and his first lap off resulted in 18th place. Christian Rose was 19th and Jeroen Kaiser 20th. Chris Wood 21st. James Ewens 22nd. Jake Blackhall in 23rd. Lee Woodburn 24th. 25th for Clinton Bell. 26th for Robert Lundgren. 27th Jason Rowe. 28th Dave Crozier. Chaz Drake up 29th in the end. Looked like he picked up some damage in the middle of the race. Matt Keeber 30th. Jack Stiles 31st. Scott Malcolm started on the back row, finished 32nd. Decent race. Tom Jacobs 33rd. 34th Alex Everett. 35th for Stephen Dawson. We saw him spinning off earlier on. Owen Morgan 36th. We saw the cars one lap down. Sam Reed, Josh Rayfield and Pete Newman and Eddie King. I wonder if he crashed, actually, Adam, when the leaders went through. He's 7 laps down.
Yeah, I think he retired the car after that. I think. So yeah, problems for him in the early going. He'll be hoping for a better race too. However, he will be starting at the back of the grid. He started 40th, finished 40th, and he'll probably be starting 40th again here for race 2. But
he won't enjoy the number 40 anymore.
No. Right then, time for the reverse grid. First one of the day. Time for race 2. Ferrari were the winners in race 2 last week at Spa. Let's see who's going to be starting on the pole here at Phillip Island. Over to Alex.
Right, we're going to be... Still no music, I'm afraid, Mr. Woodhouse. Oh, I just about clicked over to 30th. Very close, but 30th it is.
That's Matt Keeber, who's
sort the music out.
We had no limit last week. I don't know what we're going to have today. Second is Chaz Draycott. Third is Dave Crozier. 4th, Jason Rowe. And 5th is going to be Robert Lundgren. So Keeber on the pole for race 2.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see how he gets on when we come back here on Apex Racing TV as the Race Hub World GT Championship reaches its 2nd race of the evening. Join us again in just a few minutes' time.
can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's gonna be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the World GT Championship here at Phillip Island. We've got on the grid. We're getting set for the second race of the day. Another 20-minute sprint race to take place here. And as you can see, the front row of the grid is Ferrari. Different colours to the Ferraris you see in the F1, of course, but still some pretty interesting and pretty good liveries. Starting on the pole position, Matt Keeber. Second, Chaz Draycott. Third, Dave Crozier. Fourth, Jason Rowe. Fifth, Robert Lundgren. Sixth is Clinton Bell. Seventh, Lee Woodburn. Eighth, Jake Blackhall. Ninth, James Ewens. And 10th, Chris Wood. Jeroen Kaiser starting in 11th. 12th, Christian Rose. 13th, Andy Scheel. 14th is Pete Harrod. 15th, Dave Baker. 16th, Lewis Bibby. 17th, Maciek Sakovic. 18th, Ross McFarlane. 19th is Kieran Rush. And 20th is Julian Janowski. Ben Gregory 21st. 22nd, Adam Shipstone. 23rd for Bart Delman. Richard Gafenku starting in 24th. Stefan Herman in 25th. Diogo Melro in 26th. Matt Bunn in 27th. 28th for Ben Hackerson with Foggy in 29th. And Jack Stiles in 30th. Got Malcolm 31st. Tom Jacobs 32nd. 33rd, Alex Everett. 34th, Stephen Dawson. Owen Morgan in 35th. 36th, Sam Reed. 37th, Josh Rayfield. 38th, Pete Newman. And starting in 39th place, we've got AD King. So it looks like that Ash Sutton is happy with his win in race 1. And that is him done for the night. Well, two people that aren't done for the night are still in the commentary box. And it's Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson. And was he good first race? Very good first race, in fact. But now the temperatures have warmed up. And that could change the race quite a bit, as we saw in race 1 with the amounts of fuel that was consumed.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult, isn't it? Because higher conservation is going to come into play, and different strategies maybe in terms of, obviously it's still a 20-minute sprint race, so not strategy in terms of pit stops and anything like that, but maybe Alex just being a little savvy in terms of not maybe going hell for leather in the first couple of laps.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 18 degrees, but obviously clear skies now, so the cloud's gone away, and so yeah, we'll heat it up. But to be honest,
37 on the circuit, though, you see.
Yeah, still not too bad. I mean, to be fair, 20 minutes, I think, you know, you can pretty much punish the tyres over a 20-minute run, and it'll be okay. You know, they're good for, you can double stint these tyres, you know, you can get 2 hours out of them, so they should be okay. If we were in the 50s track temp, then I think we might have something to worry about.
You've still got to avoid the sliding and lockups and things like that, though. That will bring the temperature up, and maybe for at least temporarily hurt your race.
Just before we get going, I wanted to make a point that someone told me that every incident point is overdue. Sorry, too late.
Here we go. We'll hear about it in a minute. Green flag in the air, runs away here at Phillip Island. Good start from Keeber. Crozier trying to take second place into the first corner from Draycott, who gets forced out wide and off. Off goes Chaz Draycott. Fortunately for him, he should be able to rejoin without collecting anybody, and he does. The bell.
What it usually does, though, is it usually bottlenecks everybody behind. Oh, and off goes Lee Woodburn. Off goes, I think it's Ewens. It's Ewens. Yeah. So,
Janowski. He's a madman. Going through the middle. Someone else is off. It's
Lundgren.
The beige boosted car. Oh my
and
word.
That's into Kaiser, I think, but actually nobody. And Kaiser nearly gets hit again.
There's a McLaren getting pinballed about.
Another Team Mad car off in front of Mercedes. That was Dave Crozier from top 5, and off goes an Audi on the outside. That is
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
Always looks like it says FIFA 13 on the front of that car, not Club 73. But up the hill we go. Oh, spin! It's Kaiser, and everyone scatters.
Oh, that's not good.
2 off to the left, 2 off to the right, 3 off to the 3 off to the right, and somebody's off down over Lukey Heights. Can they keep it? Yeah, they can.
Oh, and off goes a McLaren. It's Dave Baker. Oh, Dave Baker. Nothing just goes right for him, does it?
How many black cats has he run over?
Well, now's a good time to make my point. I think I was going to do. We said last week that actually there was no penalties, but more cars going off on the main straight as well.
So he was in 6th place.
Yeah, so no penalties for incident points, but actually it's not that. You actually get deduction of championship points. So yeah, every 4X is like losing 2 places.
Oh, and Hackerson's off. They're really struggling out there.
That's the difference in the weather, isn't it? Really, like chalk and cheese from the last race, so they've just got to calm it down a bit.
Yeah, this is not adjusting to the conditions. Oh, and Clinton Bell's off.
Again.
Into the gravel at turn 2. What is happening out there? We said how well driven the first race was. Well, there's cars. Everywhere I look, there is a car off the circuit at the moment.
Well, despite Robert Lundgren having that massive moment. Oh, car around. Yep, it's Pete Harrod. It's the second of the CQR race of McLaren's. Has gone off. Baker went off on the previous lap, and now it's Pete Harrod's turn.
Harrod was in 10th, and not anymore. He's down with Alex Everett in 20. That's 21st. Everett having a look actually up the inside through Lukey Heights.
Owen Morgan's crashed. He's towed back to the pits. Owen Morgan. What happened to him? Oh my word! He's ended up in a part of the circuit I didn't even know existed. Not on his own though. That must be said. He gets. I think that's a Kia Corsa panel by Jack Stiles.
So Stiles clashing with Pete Harrod.
Oh, that's actually quite funny. Morgan ended up getting stuck in the
Morgan,
ruts,
sorry,
basically.
not Harrod, sorry.
Oh, it's really tasty at the front now, guys. Really close.
Jake Blackhole. Good to see the McLaren up there, Adam.
Really good, actually. We were looking. It was looking like it was going to be an off week for them, but it seems to be doing well here. There's not too many McLarens left as they touch. Yeah. That's Kiva and Blackhole. Oh dear, that's over.
Kiva's out of control and he's gone.
How did he miss him?
Exit stage left for Matthew Kiva.
I was just waiting for that McLaren to go flying
up. Oh no, Draycott and Bibby.
Oh, and another one off.
No, it's not Bibby. Who is it?
It's Dave Crozier. He's upside down.
Oh dear. Well, was it?
That was a separate incident, by the way.
Who was the team mad car with Draycott?
That must have been
Jason Rowe.
Jason Rowe, yeah, car AAA.
Those two ended up off the circuit, a bit unnecessary, I think. And Matt Bunn, I think, might have been the one who ended up rolling Dave Crozier over. And Crozier actually lost it, so it wasn't Matt Bunn's fault. Not a lot he can do, but this is a messy start to the race here in Phillip Island.
Jason Rowe mistake that allows Chaz Draycott through. Here comes one of the Ferraris. It is Matt Bunn.
And on the inside is the Audi of Chris Wood.
Going to be running outside there by Bunn. I thought he was almost certainly going to get hit. Who's that Northern Lights racing car? It's Nicole Foggy. He's gained 20 places. So Diogo Mel has gained 22. He's up to 4th.
Oh, what? Already? Only had 3 laps of a short circuit, Alex. It only takes a minute and 25 seconds or 30 seconds to get round.
Yeah, it just goes to show just how sort of scrappy it's been there. People, you know, just going off here, there and everywhere. Just keep it pointing forward and on the black stuff, and you've made up an absolute boatload of places. So,
and you feel like a god.
Well, yeah. Right now, Melrose in 4th place. You know, he's looking at this thinking, well, they're a couple of seconds up the road, but there's a potential win on the cards here.
They've decided to go all touring car on each other, Adam, haven't they, I think, in this one?
What the reverse grid does, doesn't it? Yeah, drivers, the urgency creeps in, especially with a 20-minute race in these GT cars, usually driving them for about an hour or so in other series, but here, you've really got to get your overtaking done straight away, and some drivers it's coming off, others it hasn't, and the evidence is there to show who's doing it well, the likes of Melro and Bunn and Nicole Foggy as well.
Oh, it's a dive up the inside. I think that's the Ferrari. I think it's Matt Bunn.
Draycott on Bunn, was it?
Draycott. Well, it was Bunn down. No, it was Bunn diving down the inside, trying to dive down the inside at MG. Side by side through the final corner now. Bunn drifts wide. Ferrari versus Ferrari here.
Oh, here comes Foggy.
Battle
just
of the
to say.
Scuderia, and here's Foggy.
Oh, well, how did he find that space? That was incredible.
Unbelievable. Into
the first corner. If he can get it moved on around the outside of Matt Bunn, I'll be mightily impressed. But Bunn goes in, but he hits the curb, and that could be the old switchback going through the first corner. Bunn trying to hold that inside line, but Foggy trying to search for some grip on the outside. He has to settle for that position, but you can see the beige car in front. That is Robert Lundgren running wide.
Bunn finished 4th as well in the first race, so he's no slouch. Foggy is looking really, really racy.
Boosted car a little bit sideways there, forces Bunn out wide. Foggy now trying to go around the outside of him, going into Siberia. Here comes the Club 73 car of Chris Wood. He's coming back again after that mistake earlier on. Oh, he nearly does it in the same place there as he twitches on the exit. This Lundgren is holding everybody up, and I think you'll agree with me. This might not end well, and it probably isn't.
It probably won't. I'll be completely honest with you. And but we'll see what happens. He's doing well at the moment, Lundgren. Though Alex is placing his car well, getting some good exits, and he got a better exit there than Matt Bunn that time. Yeah,
they're all sort of following him a little bit as well, aren't they, at the moment? So this is allowing Melrose just to sort of break away. That would be music to for him, you know, because he started closing on McFarlane as well now. So
look at the straight line speed.
Yeah, Lundgren got a catastrophic exit. They're going to do a Zonta on him.
Oh yes! Oh, and Foggy going round the outside of Matt Bunn. It's a sensational move.
Love that. That's brilliant.
That is world class from Nico Foggy. Brilliant move, as you said. Shades of the 2000 Belgian Grand Prix.
Now Lundgren. This could be the opening of the floodgates here as Chris Wood now lines him up in his Audi. Oh, he's going to hit him.
Oh,
he's hitting him.
Oh, he's hitting him. It's not like he doesn't look like he's got a lot of straight line speed in that boosted motorsport Mercedes. Alex. Oh, and round goes James Ewens. He's been hit.
And Janowski.
There's 3 or 4 cars off at that hairpin.
That's those penalty points racking up. Oh.
I think you're right. And well, you're definitely right. There's still cars off at Honda, and James Ewens has only just recovered to the circuit.
He's closing in on Blackhall as well, so we're half a second now at the front. McFarlane right there too.
B. Harrod closing in on the solitary BMW that we've got in the field today. I think it's the only BMW. Is Alex Everett.
You're right, yes.
Everett's done a good job. 19 places in this race as well.
BMW, it is a Beamer for the win.
Again, it's another track that, you know, really doesn't suit the BM, because, you know, you've got this long straightaway section. It's just gutless down there compared to the rest.
You think? I know we're going to Snetterton, aren't we? Will that suit the?
Snetterton, yeah, there's some good sort of medium to high speed corners. That's kind of where it excels. Those medium high speed corners. You know, if we hit like Silverstone somewhere like that, it'd be fantastic there.
Well, that being said, we're on the 300 layouts, which has a lot of stop-start on that part of the circuit. So
the BMW will love that, though, I think, as well, won't it?
Yeah.
It loves the slow stuff too.
Daleman versus Jason Rowe. They're going wheel to wheel through turn 3. No way through there. And in fact, he's trying to go up the inside of the Club 73 car. That's out of nowhere, and he has to ride the curb though, otherwise he's going to take him out.
Oh, round is Ben Gregory.
Oh.
Saw him have a couple of those last week. It seems to be happening again for him. Bit starry car. Oh, and a big twitch for Bart Daleman.
May have to turn to the lead actually, because it's now a 3-car scrap. We've got Ross McFarlane in there, Northern Lights Racing car. They always seem to have a representative fighting for the win. Last time it was Nico Foggy. Now they've got Ross McFarlane up there in 3rd position. He started in 18th place as well.
God. Yeah, cars that started in the top 10 and finished there. It's not going to be pretty at the end of this race. We're not going to give that one away just yet. It's McLaren versus Audi versus Mercedes, and look at the speed of the Audi compared to the McLaren. As the McLaren again, fire licking out of the back of the car and trying to torch Lewis Bibby. It might be the best strategy that Blackhall's got at the minute, Adam.
If he can burn his eyebrows off or something going in into the hairpin. Through we go, through turn 3. Last time around it was 0.3 of a second quicker, Lewis Bibby, and look how deep he goes there, trying to set him up on the exit of Honda hairpin. Jake Blackhall having to cover the inside line. Watch out for the black and orange Benfica livery car of Diogo Melro that's getting closer as well. He was very quick on that last lap, and Nico Foggy, who put the fastest lap of the race on the last lap.
Alex, can we please go on board with Lewis Bibby so he can see the fire-breathing dragon that is the McLaren under braking?
That's in the boot.
We could go back on board. We were just on board with him as well. So
oh, there you go.
It's got a bit more in the face.
Oh, especially down into
feel the heat.
That's it. I hope his air conditioning's working. Lewis Bibby. They do have those elongated air vents you can see in the cockpit of Bibby's car.
Do they have that tube that goes into the helmet? I don't know. That's
I don't know actually. To be fair, look at the speed he's got here though. Adam is really going to mount an assault here into the first corner, I think.
Blackall stays on his line. Probably the only thing he can do. Up the inside goes. Oof. Now that is so dangerous because if he gets on that curb, he almost certainly is going to be pinballing into you. And Blackall took the risk and it's paid off. He's maintained the lead.
He put a lot of trust in Lewis Bibby there, didn't he?
Top 4 only separated by a second now. What was another 28.2. He's almost a second quicker, Nicole Foggy, than all these cars in front of him. He's going to be with them in about 2 laps.
Look how late on the brakes he is. He's driving on the outside. I think he's been hit. Blackall might have given him a bit of a nudge. Probably didn't expect him to be all the way around the outside there, Alex. Probably just thought it'd be somewhat alongside, not fully alongside.
Yeah, I'm surprised McFarlane didn't try and take the opportunity to sneak up the inside. Of course, his teammates come in.
These guys battling. Diogo Melrose within a second of the leader as well at the moment. Look at them all.
Oh no, Matthew Key, but something's happened to our pole sitter. He is off.
Oh, here we go, McFarlane.
Oh dear, he took out someone. Massively. Oh dear. AD King went for a ride, it looks like. But yeah, here come the leaders. Poor AD King as well. He was up there, but he's out of the race now. Oh, it wasn't AD King, it was someone else he collided with. But anyway, onto the front straight. 6 minutes to go.
What car was it?
I think it might have been, oh no, Hackerson's just crashed out of the race. So something else has happened.
Ben Hackerson, well, he was in... Where was Ben Hackerson? He was only 31st place, so wasn't having a good one anyway. Yeah, Foggy's right there now.
28.4 compared to the 29.7s, basically the 30s that everyone is doing in front of him. He's 1.6 seconds quicker than them.
Wow. Fantastic race so far with these 5 at the front. And Matt Bunn, you feel, might catch this group as well, because he's now in the clear air. He's not having to battle with these guys, and likewise the Audi of Chris Wood may possibly get there. He's got a bit of a tall order though on his hands.
Out of Siberia and into the hay shed we go. Now it's Melrose that's looking set to try and get past his fellow Mercedes in the Northern Lights racing car, as Jake Blackall starts to put a bit of distance between himself and Lewis Bibby.
While we watch this battle for the lead as well, we have had a move for 8th place. Alex Everett in BMW has got past Chaz Draycott, so BMW power showing pretty well at the moment here.
Jason Rowe has crashed out of the race. Oh my word!
He's stuck on the bank. Can he get it down? I think he can. It's getting closer to the ground. Yes, go on. Oh yes, he has. Good, well done. Good work there by Jason Rowe to get that one off of the wall. What happened, Adam?
He lost it on the exit and then went off after the car that was on his inside collected him, basically.
And the worst of it all was he wasn't actually caught on that bank at all. He reversed onto that bank trying to get the car back on. So he did it himself. It's like, oh no. Sorry.
Can you imagine?
For the lead.
It's Bibby. It's close. And it's nearly disaster.
Bibby sliding the car on the hairpin. Really, really good piece of work there. At one point, though, Adam, we had Roach, Rose, and Rowe next to each other on the track.
Like a chip shop. The Rowe and chips.
And Mel Rowe is in 5th, but he's dropping off a little bit.
Yeah, Foggy got through. I don't know what happened there. Might have been a mistake through the final corner or something, but here comes Foggy. And here comes McFarlane.
McFarlane might have even let Foggy go, you know, if he's that quick at the minute.
We can't tell the difference. Car 127 is McFarlane, so he's still in front for now. I think there is no way of distinguishing them.
We can't tell the difference, actually. They're the same. They're exactly the same. They've even got the same mirrors. It's just the number that we have to look out for.
Over the line we go. We've got 3.5 minutes to go, so we have got 2 more laps to enjoy here as we come across the line.
Yeah, some fantastic action in the Race Hub World GT Championship. Season just started, of course, last week.
Here comes Foggy. McFarlane.
Oh, so close. So close, Adam. To the back of the Audi. And here comes Foggy. I wonder if he's going to try and get through or whether he'll be let through by McFarlane. I'm not sure. He is quicker. But is he only quicker because of McFarlane stuck in the traffic?
Oh! Oh, he nearly took out Bibby there, McFarlane on the brakes.
Close, wasn't it? But thankfully nothing happened.
Trying for the lead, Bibby there. It's amazing how quickly things can change in this battle. Look at Blackhawk trying to desperately put the power down there on the exit. And Bibby kicking up bits of dirt as well. And now it's definitely a Northern Lights Racing battle for the final spot on the podium.
Melrose trying to get back to this in his Mercedes as well. 3 Mercedes, Audi, McLaren, and Foggy taking a wide line over the top of the hill at Lukey Heights. There are no team orders obviously at Northern Lights Racing, and well, neither should there be really. McFarlane's earned his 3rd place. He started 18.
Kieran Roche, the Tennant's livery car, has crashed. He was oh bless him, oh dear, that was a disaster.
He's side by side as well with Lee Woodburn at the minute. Right,
how long we got? We're going to get 2 more laps actually, so we've got just enough time to see who's going to win this.
Bibby is so close right now. He's just sizing him up. He loses the rear. Oh, and he somehow keeps it on the track, but he's got all sorts of problems. Correcting the car again, he got out in the dirty stuff, got that detritus all over his tyres, and that means now that Blackhawk will have to fend off the Northern Lights Racing cars for 2 laps. That'll be difficult.
Been another crash on the circuit, by the way. 2 Mercedes, Ben Gregory and Julian Janowski. Janowski and
in a Ferrari.
And Kieran Roche. Sorry, Kieran Roche and Janowski.
Well, so the Tennant's lager car and the rum car crashed together and made a cocktail of fire and fury.
Dirty pint of disaster there.
It was.
We'll be drinking that. Over the top of the hill we go into MG. When we get to the line, there's going to be 1 more lap to go. All of a sudden, Diogo Melrose fancied his chances of returning to the fray here. But McFarlane and Foggy now are 0.6 of a second behind Jake Blackhall. That's the biggest gap that Blackhall's had in quite a while. And they're coming up to some lap traffic as well. That is Clinton Bell in the Club 73 Ferrari.
Well, Jake Blackhall does come from a land down under, and at the minute, can you hear that thunder? That's him leading. But now the thunder he'll hear in his ears is Nicole Foggy,
who is through into second.
Well,
yeah.
He'll be hoping that he doesn't get turned into a Vegemite sandwich.
Look at how much he closed just in turn 2. That's ridiculous.
Oh, he's quick, isn't he? He's got the bit between his teeth. We saw him racing with Sutton at the start. Very, very quick race pace for Foggy. He's obviously got the tyres dialed in, and now he's got the run through Stoner Corner. He's going to try and brake very late around the outside. I don't think he's got the momentum to stay around the outside. I could be wrong, Adam. I could be. And I am. Oh, he's hit him though. He's off.
And he's out. Well, he's going to carry on. But, yeah. Well, it was almost perfection, wasn't it? We saw him do an amazing move in earlier on in the race to dispose of Lundgren, and he nearly had that one done here. He's got the lead.
Disposed of Jake Blackhall, all right, but yeah,
I would like to point out there was about a foot between them, unfortunately, as well.
Yeah.
Well, on this channel, we do realise that can happen. But Nicole Foggy is going to come through. He got a second in race 2. It's going to be a win in race 2. Oh, so he got a second in race 1. It's going to be a win in race 2 for now. I don't know what the stewards are going to say, but through the final corner he comes, and Nicole Foggy for the Northern Lights Racing team is going to be his 2nd win of the season. And Nicole Foggy gets it done here in race 2 at Phillip Island.
And it's a 1-2 for Northern Lights Racing as well. Ross McFarlane gets 2nd place. He'll be very, very happy with that. Lewis Bibby in 3rd and Diogo Melrose 4th. Matt Bunn in 5th as well. Large gain of places. They're still going down the field actually. And it's actually some of it spread apart on that lap. But Lee Woodburn and Andy Shield. Shield, look at that front end damage on the Audi. We know he's a quick driver, Andy Shield, but not had the best of luck so far. Come across for 19th place.
Looks like the Audi may have the least grip of the cars here. We seem to see a lot of them go off in that one. Close between Kaiser and Gregory. It's just going to be Gregory that gets that in the end. Who else are we waiting for here? We've got poor Matt Keeber, who was off on lap 1 of the race, I think.
Oh, and look at Jason Rowe's car.
Jason Rowe, here he comes. Probably could be served as a Rowe. coming across the line here to take 31st place.
Oh dear. It's not good at all for him.
Kieran Roche getting 32nd place. And 33rd should be Scott Malcolm, who comes across the line there.
Indeed. So not the best for Scott Malcolm, but I think he may have started from the back. I'm not sure. Look like he's got any damage on that Ferrari.
No, and yeah, Clinton Bell 1 lap down, Stefan Herman a lap down, Crozier a lap down as well. So Crozier could be in with a chance of being back near the front again here.
Indeed.
For race 3.
To the finishing order then for race 2 of the evening here in the Race Hub World GT Championship. Nicole Foggy takes the win, just 6/10 of a second ahead of his teammate Ross McFarlane. I think the stewards will look at it. Whether they do anything, I'm not sure, because it's very hard to call. Let's just say that. Lewis Bibby in 3rd, Diogo Melro 4th, Matt Bunn in 5th, and 6th for Chris Wood ahead of Jake Blackhall, who did actually finish in 7th place, but it wasn't obviously what he hoped for after leading pretty much the whole race. Alex Everett in 8th, 25 places gained in the BMW. It's a fine effort from him. Bart Dowman, likewise, over 10 positions gained for him. Chas Draycott in 10th, started 2nd. He would have been hoping for big things, but in the end, he had big trouble. Still recovered to 10th. Pete Harrod 11th ahead of Richard Gafencu. And then Sam Reed in 13th, 14th for Christian Rose. And then 15th, Robert Lundgren, David Baker in 16th. 17th is Tom Jacobs, Lee Woodburn 18th, 19th for Andy Shield, Adam Shipstone in 20th, 21st Jack Stiles, Ben Gregory in 22nd. After a spin, Jeroen Kaiser 23rd. After a crash, Julian Janowski 24th. Also crashed, Sakovic 25th. And then Pete Newman 26th, Stephen Dawson 27th. James Ewans, he had an off at the Honda hairpin, 28th. Matt Keeber 29th, he started on pole. He crashed as well. Josh Rayfield 30th, 31st. Or Jason Rowe reversed onto a bank and got stuck. Kieran Roach, 32nd. Sorry, Jason. Scott Malcolm in 33rd. And then Clinton Bell, Stefan Herman, Dave Crozier, Roy Morgan. And then only 2 retirements, actually. Ben Hackerson and Adi King, Adam.
I think that counts as failing your driver's test. There. Usually, if you
that's a major fail. Yeah, that's it.
But he'll be back for race 3. We're no strict driving instructors here in the World GT Championship. But yeah, it's now time for the reverse grid for the final race of the day. Just 3 races, of course, in the World GT Championship, and what a fantastic second race that was, full of accidents and incidents. We'll see what race 3 is going to throw up, Alex.
Here we go, then. Let's give it a spin.
Well, that spin happens. No surprises that Nicole Foggy now leads the championship. The points have been updated already.
Reasonable spin. It's going to be 18th or 32nd. Which one will it be? Quite clearly 18th.
Very small one indeed. And that's Lee Woodburn starting on the pole position for the final race. Tom Jacobs 2nd, Dave Baker in 3rd, Robert Lundgren 4th, Christian Rose 5th, Sam Reed 5th. I would say that Dave Baker is a shoo-in to have a good chance of winning this one. However, this series, nothing seems to go to plan. By the way, cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there, we had 3.
Well, that really does bode well then for the 3rd round of the evening, doesn't it? In the Race Hub World GT Championship. We'll be back to see how that unfolds on Apex Racing TV in just a few minutes' time.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Phillip Island here in Australia. We're getting set for the final race of the day here in the World GT Series. It was a limit squad car that was on the front row in race 2, and there's another limit squad car on the front row here in race 3, but it is Lee Woodburn that is starting on the pole. You can see some pretty threatening drivers behind, the likes of Dave Baker and Christian Rose. Christian Rose won last week at Spa. Can he get it done here in race 3? Before we run you through the grids, we'll welcome back into the commentary box alongside me, Adam Bath. It is Andrew Woodhouse and iRacing Road Pro Series driver Alex Simpson, who got off to a pretty good start last week at Interlagos. A top 5, I believe, Alex, on your return.
Yep, 4th place, I'll take that. Good, the fastest lap of the race too. Little small things, I'll take them all. But yeah, no, it was good to be back in the car. I enjoyed it, good qualifying. Pretty hard fought first few laps, I have to say. No quarter given, and yeah, the car was really good, and I was just able to drive back through the field. The latter parts of the race made it up into 3rd, with my teammate right behind me. I had one little twitch mistake, and that gave him the run, and we'd agreed that we weren't going to fight, so yeah, I had to concede. So no podium, no podium, but yeah, still a brilliant race.
You'll get next time.
Yeah, next week, Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal. To be honest, it's probably my worst track. I hate that place with a vengeance.
I'll sort you out, mate.
Yeah, I just feel so like everything just seems unpredictable for me at that place. But you know, I'm working hard on there again. Still feeling good. Pace looking good compared to the teammates. So yeah, I just will go about my business, I think, and try and finish that race. That's going to be the priority there. So many people. I feel we're going to end up in a wall somewhere trying to drive too hard.
You've done well in the past there, though, I think.
Yeah,
Every now and again.
Yeah, I've had some reasonable results and some reasonable qualifying as well. I mean, pace is never an issue. I just always, I think, lack the confidence to push to the extreme. Just because the walls are so close, you know.
Yep.
Well, we talk of
Not many
Canada.
Walls here.
Yeah, we are off to a Mosport later on for the Ritmatech Sports Car Series, a 90-minute endurance race there. So if you have reason to be up and about, join us at 1:30 in the morning for that one.
Or even if you don't. Even if you don't have
yeah.
reason, then just still watch it. You know, why not?
Right, running through the grid quickly before we get going. It is Lee Woodburn on the pole. 2nd, Tom Jacobs for Dave Baker. 4th, Robert Lundgren. Once again, that beige Mercedes graces the top 5. Christian Rose in 5th, Sam Reed 6th, Gafanku 7th, Howard 8th, Draycott 9th, and Bart Daleman rounds out the top 10. Race 2 was crazy. What is going to happen in race 3? Well, Lee Woodburn is hitting it already. He's going through the final corner. The pink wheels are in motion, and the green flag is in motion because we're racing here in race 3 in the World GT Series.
Good jump by Woodburn. Fantastic jump. But it looks like the limit squad Ferrari of Jacobs having a little look into the first corner. Woodburn just needs to keep his line. He has. Nice work. Through turn 1, everything looks fine and dandy. Is it going to be the same through 2? Matt Bunn getting in and amongst the action in the Ferrari.
Everyone through, it looks like, without flying off.
Unbelievable.
But now we've got to go to the Honda hairpin.
Yeah, we haven't got there yet. Something's going to go on, isn't it?
Almost contact between Gafenku and Sam Reed as we went through.
Oh, there we go. There it is, right at the back.
It's Kieran Roche and Stefan Herman.
And Rayfield, and it's all getting a little bit untidy. There's 2 cars.
Come on, guys, give yourself some room there.
Right. They're not get out of the way, could they, of each other?
No.
Or didn't want to, maybe one or the other.
Right, into MG then. Next braking point, next trouble zone. Daleman and Harrod were very close there, going through the MG hairpin, as well as Bunn and Draycott. Everyone else trying to find their own bit of space as we come around to complete the first lap. Lee Woodburn has lost a lot of time in that final sector. He had about an 8/10 of a second lead. It's now down to 2/10 as we come across the line.
By the way, one to watch is definitely Stefan Herman. He was in 35th place on the grid. And if you remember, he finished 6th in race 1, Adam, so that Pennzoil car looks strong. He already passing the Ferrari, then the 99, Stephen Dawson.
A lot of work to do though, isn't he? That whole group was held up quite considerably when they all come together. So unfortunately leads that little group now, so he'll try and bridge the gap. Hackerson and
He's
Keeper,
off!
they need to go with.
Lee Woodburn is off, and he's lost the lead. Oh, and he's collected a boosted car. It would be Robert Lundgren, isn't it?
Will be, won't it? Yeah.
Oh dear. I did think he was taking that with a lot of vigour, and too much.
Yeah.
Tom Jacobs leads. Oh, and off goes an Audi. It's surely Chris Wood. It is Chris Wood, and that is everyone else going by.
It's not a good, not been a good start for some of the drivers who we think might be challenging for this World GT Championship at the end of the season.
Watching that replay back now.
Oh, Dalman up the inside. That's a great move. A great lunge on Sam Reed. It was clean as well. To keep it around the outside, and oh, he can. That was a really, really good piece of driving from Bart Dalman. Excellent.
Oh, Janowski and Kaiser. This is not going to go well. Oh dear, how they both sides survived, I don't know. But yeah, Alex, the replay of
yeah, we just sort of just got out of shape, didn't he? Missed his braking point completely. Woodburn there as well. Tried to get back on the track, and everyone's trying to scramble through at the same time. For the lead, Baker.
Oh, and that's Janowski.
Well, I did call it about.
And it's a pile-up, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Janowski was in 22nd place, but now the Mobile 1 car is Mobile none. Oh, you collected the Ferrari there in a big way. That was 2 Ferraris, in fact.
Was it Bunn, was it?
No, that was
it wasn't
Jack
Bunn,
Stiles and Ash Sussin.
Let's take a look at that one back, because obviously we were watching Baker take the lead, but on board with Sutton. Then see what happens.
Bit unlucky with Stiles as well, definitely.
Well, he was a few positions away. He was coming through the first corner when he sees the Mobile 1 car, and went through him.
Yeah, it was a big one. Dalman's tried the same move on Tom Jacobs, who lost the lead, and he tried the same move in MG. He got up the inside.
He doing that? Right, I was watching Ben Gregory trying to get past Christian Rose. It's 3 wide on the front straight. This is not going to go well. Christian Rose on the outside, in the middle of another Ferrari.
Oh, no,
here comes an Audi.
Is that Andy Shield?
Yes,
no.
it is. Oh, it is. No, it's not. It's Pete Newman.
It's Pete Newman.
Somehow that didn't end in disaster.
Oh, there's still time.
This is over 18th place on the circuit. Kaiser leading this crazy train round.
Kaiser in the Mercedes. Then it's the Ferrari of Gregory. Audi of Shield.
Back call
and the Ferrari of Rose.
Chris Wood as well. They're side by side into Siberia.
That's just in front. Looks like
off
goes Kaiser.
Through the gravel. And he's going to drop down several positions.
Boggy trying to make up more places as well, right on the back of Robert Lundgren. But Farland tucked up behind them.
Oh!
Richard Gafenku's in the lead, by the way.
Oh, how's that happen?
Taking it from
dear.
David Baker.
Oh dear, man.
Was that in the Ferrari coming in there? Was
that Bunn?
Yeah, it was Bunn.
Out of the gun. And almost into old place, and almost into Nickel Foggy. Foggy is probably undoubtedly the quickest driver on this circuit today, and he's up to 10th position now, 6 seconds off the lead. But yeah, Richard Gafenku, I don't know how we got the lead.
3 cars into the wall, guys. We've got
Jason
Rowe. Yeah, Jason Rowe. There was a batch of cars. I'm not sure who the others are. Where was this?
Oh, it's down at MG. Exit of MG. It started with Lee Woodburn colliding with the 43 of Jason Ewins. Everyone scrambles, and then a few cars get lifted over in mess and destruction.
Great. Great race for them then. But Richard Gafenku's making a good fist of this. He started 7th into the lead. Dave Baker going with him.
Thank you. With, it says, say, Asylum on the back of that Mercedes, while Dave Baker's seeking the lead. And what a great battle this is for third place between Sam Reed, we've got Pete Harrod, and we've got Lewis Bibby. So it is an Audi McLaren sandwich here.
Yeah, some good drivers in that group, isn't it? And very, very good competitive scrap going on. Rose versus Gregory as well. Oh, and Lundgren, I think, was he having a go at Shield? Oh, Shield having a go at him? It's hard to tell. Lundgren's on the inside, Andy Shield on the outside. Is he going to go all the way around the outside in the Audi? Yes, he is. It's a good move on the CQRS line car.
That is Andy Shield up into 13th place now. Diogo Melro versus Chaz Draycott. And off goes Chaz Draycott. Well, I don't know what happened there. I've got an idea.
Not happening for Chaz tonight, is it?
Oh, he collided with Melro, but I don't blame Melro for that. Melro up the inside, and I think that might have. Oh dear, I don't know.
He's collided with Melro. He's just hit Diogo Melro.
Now that Bun might have just hit Diogo Melro, and he's been hit. And Bun is off. And he's got going again. I don't know what caused it because I arrived at the scene at the wrong time, but
he's just been hit by Diogo Melro.
He's just collided, and now he's trying to. Now he's nearly colliding with his colleagues in CQRS line.
Oh dear me! Nearly hitting nearly hitting Andy Shields. 007 Audi.
But we'll be bursting a vessel somewhere. And the Audi behind of Chris Wood fancies his chances as well. We haven't even got to the halfway point yet of this final race. Richard Kofenko, he's found some pace and he has now got a 1.4 second lead over Dave Baker. Chris Wood, Sam Reed in third with P. Howard fourth, Bibby fifth, sixth Delman, seventh is now Diogo Melro, eighth Nicole Foggy, and then it's Ross McFarlane in ninth, his teammate. The two teammates never seem to be far away from each other, and Alex Everett in the only Beamer is in 10th place.
Yeah, another solid meeting for Everett after last week. It's almost like Alex, he's in the BMW, and so nobody's really paying much attention to him on the circuit.
Yeah, that's it. Just the one of them out there, and he's just quietly going about doing his business, isn't he? Every week, the last 2 weeks. Oh, Bibby getting very close to the back of Harrod there, and gets scorched for it. But it's Harrod that get himself all out of shape.
It's worth mentioning as well. We're missing the only Ford GT of the series. Dennis Melcher not here this week.
Well, the fire is coming out. But it was bonfire night last night. And what fireworks we're seeing on the track today is up the inside.
That's Dalman again trying his favourite move, the Belgian MG. Making it stick this time.
Onto the front straight we go then. Bibby right with Blackhall. He's ducking to the outside. Blackhall would have been fuming after what happened in race 2, which cost him the lead. Look at the speed he's got. He's just powering by Blackhall and into 4th.
All the way past him, and Alex, that was so easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, very quick. I'm surprised the Audi is that quick. I thought, the Harrod would really be the one to in the McLaren to be able to defend that.
Dennis Melcher not here this race meeting. Lost in the family. Can perfectly understand that.
We've got to send our best wishes to Dennis as well. He's a nice chap, and we're all thinking about him as well in a horrible time for him.
It's Foggy. He's got past Bart Delman. He can't win race 3, surely.
He's chasing after the McLaren as well. Well, he can win race 3. He's got plenty of time. He's got the speed. I don't know if he's got over a second on Richard Gafenko, but we're about to find out if he gets past the McLaren.
Now, Pete Harrod will be a tough guy to get past. He's won 2 Club Series championships, a series built on defending in the Kia Optima, and now he's driving the McLaren, which is a lot different to the Kia in every possible way, but the art of defending, it never goes, and he's now trying to hold up the McLaren, no, the Mercedes I should say, but just like the Audi, the McLaren has got no pace at all.
Wow, no answer there from Pete Harrod. McLaren obviously quick. It's in the hands of David Baker. It's in second place. It's sixth for Harrod now. But yeah, it's a struggle, Alex, out there, isn't it, when you're losing that much line speed, because you're not necessarily in a slow car, but
they've obviously nerfed it enough because it was the quickest. I can know for one thing, just looking at that, we won't be running that next year.
Dear me. Was it the quickest in a straight line?
Yeah.
Again, they don't. This is going to sound bad, isn't it? I don't think they understand balance of performance particularly well. That is not. You don't make the fastest car the slowest car. You make the fastest car the same as everything else. It just seems like from one season to the next, Alex, a car that was winning races goes to the back of the field, basically. Yeah. It just shouldn't be like that at all, should it?
Yeah, I think
but
most...
You can't comment very much because you're driving the series, so the blog fan series. So.
Yeah.
Moving on then.
We're going to have to, aren't we? It wasn't getting anywhere with that.
No, very tight-lipped. Going through the final corner then, there's a Ferrari on the front for Stefan Herman. He's off. The Pennzoil liveried Audi off at MG. Looks like he's either spun or been hit. But anyway, Foggy disposing of Bibby. That is Foggy into 4th position. Yes.
Foggy moving through the field extremely well then again. Started in 18.
Oh, wow, just went on board with Jacobs. And they were all over the place going into turn 1 there.
Well, Sakovic is off. I don't know if that's the result of it.
Oh,
yeah, they were 3 wide.
He's back on now, is he?
Oh dear.
Oh no, he's not. Oh, somebody else is off. Oh, there's 2 more cars off. It's a McLaren.
Not Kieran Roche, is it?
No, it's Blackhall, and it is Roche as well. Yeah, you're right.
There. Oh, Foggy's now up into 3rd. And Jake Blackhall is going to be absolutely raging, because that is a terrible rejoin by Kieran Roche that may be worthy of naming and shaming.
Blackhall, yeah, Blackhall's he wasn't a happy bunny anyway, was he? After the last race, and I don't blame him at all. But yeah, he's going to be well, yeah, absolutely enraged now. You would imagine the Australian.
Pete Harrod is just getting mugged off here. 3 wide down the front straight. Mercedes left and right.
Wow, he managed to survive that one, just about.
Was pretty awful. We've just watched that back on a replay.
Off goes Dowman.
Jake wasn't happy before, he's going to be even less happy now.
Well, I guess that's what the protest form's for, but it won't help his mood at the moment. It won't help his points tally. Blackhall's down to 26th. And he's still slow. Slow as well as he's got terminal damage. It looks like he might have, Alex.
I feel like it was down on power from the get-go. Yeah.
Like it is down on. It's down on a lot of power. It's down on more things than power now as well. It may.
Diogo Melro, that we saw in that crazy 3 wide situation, is now up into 6th position. How far is Nicole Foggy off the lead? 4 seconds, fastest lap of the race a few laps ago, and he's put in a very good lap last time around, 25.9.
Oh, and that is up the inside.
What, Farland, is it?
Farland on, there's a bit of contact with Bunn.
And that is Chris Wood benefiting, he's through into 9th place here.
And Bunn might fall into the clutches of Andy Shield as well. Stablemate within CQR, 2 different teams here.
Right, what did Foggy do on that last lap? He did a 25.7, 26.8.
Oh,
Wood Richard Gafencu.
Wood versus McFarlane as well. Gafencu's driving really well, isn't he?
Oh, McFarlane, yeah. Oh,
driving a good race.
Contact! And off goes Chris Wood. He tried to rub it up with Ross McFarlane, and it didn't go well at all as the BMW there, Alex Everest, to take evasive action.
Almost into the BMW.
Don't know how Woods had so many sort of results today. Because he's actually finished pretty well, but he always seems to be off the track.
Oh, and that's Dalman recovering after he's off, and off goes Alex Everett. He's a good rally driver, Alex Everett, and maybe he thought that was the fastest route. I'm not sure.
Well, the way that car's damaged, the front splitter's so far off the ground. Lewis Bibby, what's happened to Bibby? Oh, he's fine. Oh, he was disqualified. No, he's back again. But Ross McFarlane isn't. He's tumbling down the order.
What on earth has happened to McFarlane? I wonder if it's something to do with... Oh, I don't know, actually, because he was around.
He just went off on his own.
Oh. Right, the gap between Baker and Foggy. This is what we've got to watch for on lap 12. Only got a couple of laps to go here.
Oh, Alex.
It was 2 seconds. It's now 1.2.
I'd like to divert your attention to Pete Harrod, who's possibly done one of the best bits of skill in a McLaren sports car I've ever seen, I think. Over the
Pete
top
Harrod?
of the hill. Over the top of the hill, he loses the car, does a full... I think it's, let me just check, is it full spins?
God. Hell.
Full 360-degree spin and is able to get going again.
Did he stay in front of those guys as well?
I think he might have lost one place, but that was amazing.
Wow.
Here we go.
As if nothing had happened.
Yeah, and someone else went off wide as well. Yep, one. Lovely. Thank you very much. That is absolute perfection there, isn't it?
And he's on his way again.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a new way to take the line, isn't it?
It's an elaborate method, isn't it? But hey, it works. If you're going to do it anywhere, though, you've got to do it at that corner. That's the only one you get away with it at, I think, isn't it? You only lost one spot, you're right, Adam, because somebody else crashed off behind him, avoided him.
All right, Bart Delman versus Chris Wood. Wood, he nearly goes off going through Lukey Heitzer and remains in Chris Wood down in 11th place. I say down, he's one position higher than where he started, but doing a good job.
Dalman's good at the bottom of the hill, isn't he? We've established that already. Is this going to be the final lap, or we get one more?
This is the final lap, yeah.
Kafenku 1.6 ahead of Baker. In fact, Kafenku's lost a bit of time. He had a 28.0, Baker 26.6. Foggy 25.9. Could he be light on fuel, or was it just a mistake?
Well, Foggy should get second place. I don't know if Baker can hold him back. Mercedes is just unstoppable here.
Got the pace then.
Right, this is what he did on Blackhall in race 2, and it nearly worked. But Baker, really experienced there in the way he just left the car roll out there. But a good cutback.
Great cutback, but it's tough to go around the outside in Siberia. It's almost impossible. Although, if you get slightly nudged off the track, it's impossible anyway. But that's a good veteran bit of driving from Baker, Alex.
Yeah, just positioned his car well there, didn't he? Didn't force him off or anything like that.
No. Well, I don't think there was contact, was there? I think he just ran. Did he just run wide?
No, he just run wide. Yeah.
Here comes Kafenku, Adam. Then.
Mercedes got the win in race 2 with Nicole Foggy through the final corner here. And Richard Kafenku is going to take the race free win. He started 7th and fought his way through to the lead, built the advantage and never looked back. He wins race 3 here, race 7 of the race 6, I should say, of the World GT Series. Lundgren versus Jacobs. Something kicked off earlier on in the lap, and it looks like those two are exchanging positions as well. This is an ongoing battle. This is for 19th and 20th. There was a crash going into Honda hairpin. And also in the mix there's Matt Keeber, who's down in 21st place, the 6th of the Ferraris in the field today. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting any of those positions. He's almost off as we go through the final corner there. It's going to be Lundgren that heads home and gets 19th place. Jacobs that gets 20th. Still quite a few cars to go. Very close there between Clinton Bell and Stefan Herman.
Have a look then. Herman didn't have a great start for the race, but yeah, just managing to get pipped by Clinton Bell. Starting 35th, he did get up to 23rd. Like he had some damage along the way. Looking into
the very
back. It's possible something might go on here. Rayfield struggling through the final corner. Crozier with a head of steam in the Mercedes, but he's going to run out of track.
Going to come home, be the last car on the lead lap, finishing in 31st position.
All right, then let's take you through the finishing order for round 6 of the season. Richard Gafencu takes the win, his first, and 2.4 seconds clear of David Baker, who'll be happy with that after some appalling luck at the start of the meeting. Let's be honest, Nico Foggy in 3rd. 3 races, 3 podium finishes. Sam Reed in 4th, Lewis Bibby 5th, Diogo Melro in 6th, and then it's Matt Bunn 7th, Andy Shield 8th, Ross McFarlane in 9th, and Bart Dalman in 10th. After he started there, he seemed to go up through the field. I think he got up to 4th at one point, and then back down. Then Chris Wood, 11th, and then 12th for Alex Everett, 13th for Jeroen Kaiser, 14th for Pete Harrod, 15th Christian Rose, 16th Ben Hackerson, 17th Ben Gregory. It was 18th place for Chaz Draycott after several mishaps tonight, really. Rob Lundgren, 19th, Tom Jacobs, 20th, Matt Keeber, 21st, Clinton Bell, 22nd, 23rd for Stefan Herman, Kieran Roach in 24th, 25th for Jake Blackhall, meeting to forget, I think, really, for him. Adam Shipstone in 26th, 27th for Scott Malcolm, 28th for Stephen Dawson, 29th Julian Janowski, and 30th Josh Rayfield, just ahead of Dave Crozier. Then the cars one lap down, Owen Morgan, Jason Romacic Sakovic, and Lee Woodburn. The retirements, Pete Newman, Eddie King, James Ewens, Jack Stiles, and Ash Sutton.
Thank you very much. And now, yeah, we'll have a few interviews. We'll keep the interviews brief.
Yeah.
We have got Paul Smith available, who is the spotter for the race up team. Don't know if he's going to be able to speak to us, but we have got Jack Stiles, who's hot-footed it from the car up to the booth. Well, not hot-footed, he could take his time because things did not go at all well there in race 4.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. Race 3, it started quite well, missed out on the reverse grid unfortunately, and went from there about the 3rd lap in, just got caught up in an instant come through turn 1.
First race though, the different conditions, it seemed like the conditions had overall had quite a bit of an impact on the race meeting today.
They did. The air temperature was constant throughout. It was 19 degrees Celsius all the way through, but track temperature varied by 20 degrees, and that 20 degrees make a big difference with the track temperatures or the tyres. There was no grip in the second race. The car was all over the place, and it was so hard to be able to get the thing right. But yeah, second race went okay. Managed to only keep it down to 1 spin, but yeah, first and third race weren't exactly great.
Next week, then, a new track for some of the drivers here, Snetterton 300. How are you going to fare there? Have you practiced the track much? Have you even got the track?
I do. It's my home circuit. I live about 20 minutes away, so Snetterton is one that I've been looking forward to all season, and I know that place quite well. Like the back of my hand, been going there since I was about 3 months old, so hopefully that could be my best race of the week, and I might be able to get up a few positions there.
Very well. Before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
I just want to say thanks to Ben Gregory. He's done an awesome job with the setup this week. I haven't been able to had a chance to practice because of exams and stuff, but yeah, and our main sponsor, Fight CRC, as well. They've done an awesome job letting us using their logos on their car, and we're raising awareness for something which is so cool.
Brilliant. Well, well done. Well done on some of the results today. Unfortunately, it didn't go your way for most of the evening, but yeah, hopefully we'll be able to speak to you next week at Phillip Island. No, Phillip Island, at Snetterton.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thank you very much.
All right, well, it's always good to speak to the drivers after the race, and Jack Stiles there. Well, it didn't go quite well for him in that last race, but I think be happier knowing, of course, that it is Snetterton next week. I think, Adam, that's pretty much all we've got time for tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if a few drivers are off to the protest room. I don't know, but yeah, great race meeting at Phillip Island. Really enjoyed it. Next week we got Snetterton, and later tonight we've got the Ritmatech Sports Car Series coming to you from Motorsports in Canada. An hour and a half race there. The Mustangs and the And the Mazda's getting set to do battle around that, and that gets underway at 1:30 because of the hour. We are back to the usual starting time, that one. So yeah, make sure you can join us for that one. We are just about out of time here, so my thanks to Alex, iRacing Road Pro Series driver, and my thanks to Andrew Woodhouse for joining me for this one as well. What a fantastic race meeting it's been here at Phillip Island. Join us next week at Snetterton, but from here, all of us here at Picture Racing TV. Bye for now.